Hey everybody, my name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. I wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of The Morning Show. I'm the creator, the producer, and the host of the show. We want you to check out our website. It's themorningshowwithnatalie.com. You can go to that website. You can see all about our sponsors, all about the show. You can even listen to live episodes while they're going on right there from the website. Another way to listen to the show live is go to Live 365. You can download that app and just search for The Morning Show. It's right there. Super easy. We want you to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you will. That way you can keep up with what's going on the morning show. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You are listening to The Morning Show on this Thursday morning. And you know what we do on Thursday? Well, we like to throw it back. And today's, well, it's a little bit different of a throwback because we're actually throwing it back to about 2 weeks ago when we had the Tribute Quartet as our featured artist of the week. We never did get to connect with Mr. Gary Casto like we wanted to, but we're making that good today. Gary Casto, are you with us?
Hey, my friend, I am. I'm here.
Well, look, I think this was worth waiting for. We are so tickled to have you on the morning show today.
Well, thank you for having me, and I've been looking forward to it. Just glad we finally was able to connect.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little time, but that's okay. We're patient. Let me start out by saying that this truly is an honor for us here on the morning show. The Tribute Quartet is one of the most successful quartets. They just dominate the industry. And you're not only true to the form and style of Southern Gospel 4-part harmony, that classic quartet sound, but you are extraordinary representatives of the ministry and the industry alike. And I'd like to go on the record today as saying thank you, Gary Casto, and to all of the Tribute Quartet for your class and your style and for representing Southern gospel music so well.
Thank you, Natalie. That means the world to me. That's our heart. First and foremost, we're thankful that the Lord has placed a calling on our life, and we take that very serious. And we love. Someone asked me one time, says, "Why do you think Tribute Quartet has been so successful so quickly?" And I said, "It's because we love what we sing, and we sing what we love, and that's Southern gospel music. And God has placed a calling on our lives to do it together as a team."
Well, you do it classy, my friend. There's no doubt about that. And I'll say this about Tribute: you love people, and it's obvious. When you're in a crowd, when you're on stage, when you're mingling with people, you're just good to people. You're friendly to people, and I just believe that makes a difference, Gary.
Well, it does make a difference. If it wasn't for the people, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And we're blessed to have folks who want to be in our services with us, folks who purchase our songs that we work so hard year after year on. And I hear folks a lot of times say, well, we're so thankful for our fans. We're very blessed, our fans, but we consider our fans family.
Mm-hmm.
And because we get to spend more time with our road family than we do with our actual family at home. So, we're blessed to have those folks in our lives.
Well, it shows, Gary, and my hat's off to you for that. That's for sure. Well, let's talk about something. We just saw each other a couple of nights ago at the Absolutely Gospel Music Awards, and Tribute had a big night over there. And I wanted to talk about a couple of awards that you received. First of all, the Special Event Project of the Year, that went to Tribute with that album, Once Again. It was released in 2021. It celebrated 15 years of Tribute in the ministry. I guess we need to add a year to that now. Is it 16 years now?
Well, we ended up 15 December, starting our 16th year. Yes.
Okay, starting
absolutely.
16 years. Well, this feature, it re-recorded some of Tribute's biggest hits through the years with the group's two newest members, Ian Owens on the bass and then Gus on the tenor. And let me tell you, those guys are both just precious. Such likable guys. You and Josh, you've been a staple there in the group forever. But these two new guys that you've got, they are so likable, and they just bring a lot of fun life to the stage. I really like them. Tribute has never been short of a good song, but this album is a collection of some of your very best. And congratulations to Tribute on winning this award for the project once again. It's a great project, Gary.
Well, thank you so much. We when you have personnel change and we got new members coming on, you want as much material out there, CDs, with the current lineup. And so over the years, we've had folks to say, "Hey, will you sing this song? How about this song?" And it was songs that we hadn't done in years, because as you do new projects, every 12 to 18 months, you add new songs to your repertoire. And so we got our heads together and said, "Hey, we probably need to do something about this." And because we have so many requests, and our sound engineer, Corey Lackey, he grew up on listening to tribute music. And I said, that really tells my age. And but he grew up and he said, "Can I help pick the songs?" And because we didn't really know, we have so many that was
Mhm.
requested, we couldn't do them all. And I said, "Sure, give me a list." And pretty much his list of 10 songs is what we recorded. And it's songs that has been a blessing in our lives. So we went and we put all the new vocalist on it, plus ours as a new entity,
Mhm.
or a new form of tribute. And the Lord is just blessed with this. And we decided to call it Once Again, because we're singing them one more time and giving them to the folks. And Natalie, I will tell you, God has truly blessed with this album.
Yeah. It's wonderful, and I'm glad you went back and recorded them one more time, and I'm glad you put the new voices on there. From experience, I'll tell you this, after a concert, when I walk back to a product table, I want a product of what I just heard on that stage. It's hard for me to go back and buy something when it's a totally different group, go, "Well, that's not them anymore." So I think that was a very smart move, and you just nailed all of these songs. Can I tell you my favorite one on the project?
Oh, absolutely.
And this is I don't know. I don't know if I'm not going to say it's my favorite all-time tribute, but it's definitely in the top 3. There's so many to choose from. But Good News from Jerusalem. We love it. Can't get enough of it. Sing it over and over, my friend.
Oh my goodness, what a song. That song was our signature song, our career song, that really let folks know that tribute was out there. And I'll never forget, at that time Roger Talley was producing tribute, and we were at his and Miss Deborah's home, listening to songs. And this song was written by Jerry Salley and Miss Diane Wilkinson. And when I heard the demo, it was very country and bluegrass. And I said, "I am not, no, no, we're not doing that song." And Roger and the guys kept saying, Gary, we've got to." I
Change
said,
it.
"I'm not
Yeah.
doing this."
Mm.
So I got a call or something, and I stepped away. And while I was gone, Roger asked the guys, "Will y'all let me give me one more shot with him? I think I can make him understand what I want with this song." And so absolutely, I came back, and he says, "Will you come over here to the piano? I want to show you what I want to do with this song." I said, "Roger, we've been down this road." He said, "No, no, one more shot." And then I looked over, and Miss Deborah says, "Will you do it for me?" And I was like, "Oh, how can you tell
Right.
Miss
Got to
Deborah
do it.
no?"
Got to do it.
So I did, and I went over there, and then I was like, "Oh, I get it now. I
Hmm.
see it." And it's a great song. And the story with that even goes a little bit further, Natalie. The song was supposed to I was supposed to have the lead on that song. And during all that time, right after, or during the time of song selection, and after that, the Lord had me on a fast. And I was fasting and praying about our ministry and a lot of things. And I'll never forget, one morning early, the Lord said, "This song is for Josh." And I said, "But Lord, I'm finally getting a song that
Hmm.
everybody loves." And the Lord says, "Your song will come. This is for Josh." So I had to call Roger up, and I had to call the record company up and say, "Guys, this song, I know you're working on arrangements, keys. It has to be changed over to Josh." And they said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "This is what's going on. The Lord told me I'm in the middle of a fast and I have to do what the Lord said." And they said,
Wow.
"Okay." And that's how that song changed from me taking the lead to Josh taking the lead.
Wow. Well, now I respect it and love it even more than ever now that I know that story, Gary. I'm glad Roger tried one more time with you over there at the piano.
Yeah, he never lets me forget it either. He's always like, "Remember that time?" Yes, Roger, I do.
We would have missed out. Let's play it this morning on the morning show. We've loved this song for about, what, 10 years now, at least ten years or so. Here's the tribute quartet, Good News from Jerusalem.
Jesus was a man who was not like any other. He preached about judgment and a kingdom soon to come. Oh, the people had never heard words like these. He stirred up the scribes and the Pharisees. So they began to plot against God's one and only Son. They led him before the courts and the halls of Pilate. In a trial they mocked and condemned this righteous man. Pilate listened to the crowd and he knew they lied. But when he heard the people cry, "Crucify," he tried, but he couldn't wash the blood from his guilty hands. Jesus died on a lonely hill they called Mount Calvary. They laid him in a tomb and a stone sealed him inside. But 3 days later, when the women came, shocked and excited, when they reached his grave, they ran back to town and everybody heard him cry. Good news from Jerusalem, a cross on a hill where the debt was paid, an empty tomb where his body lay, a small upper room where they saw he was glorified. Good news from Jerusalem, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. Good news from Jerusalem, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. 2,000 years have passed since he ascended. Oh, wars rage on in a world so lost in sin. Troubles and trials on every hand, but peace is coming to the promised land. When the King comes back, we'll shout it again and again. Good news from Jerusalem, a sign in the sky every eye can see. A crown never lasts for eternity, a throne for a king who had long been prophesied. Good news from Jerusalem, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. Good news, he's alive. A sign in the sky every eye can see, a crown never lasts for eternity, a throne for a king who had long been prophesied. Good news from Jerusalem, good news from Jerusalem, good news from Jerusalem. He's alive, he's alive, he's alive. Good news, he's alive. Good news, he's alive. He's alive.
There it is. Good news from Jerusalem. They sure wrote a good one when they got that one, Diane Wilkinson and Jerry Sally. It's good, Brother Gary.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, you received one other award at the Absolutely Gospel Music Award show the other night. And well, it's Throwback Thursday, and we're throwing it back to a couple of weeks ago, but we're throwing way back further than a couple of weeks ago this morning. You received Song of the Year. That was a pretty big award to take home, and you took it home with that classic hit by Brother Squire Parsons, I Call It Home. It went to number one back in June of 2021.
I'm going to dare say, I don't have any basis or any right to say this. It's just an opinion or a guess maybe, but I'm going to dare say this has probably been one of the biggest songs that has ever affected the tribute quartet. I may be out of line to say it, but I would imagine so.
No, you're absolutely right, Natalie. This song right here, earlier as we spoke about Good News from Jerusalem, that was our signature song that really, for lack of better words, put us on the map. But this song, I Call It Home, has become our career song.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference. And I Call It Home. I'm so excited about this award. We also found out for 2021, it was the number one song played all across the country for the year.
Yeah.
Through the Singing News magazine, and to know that it was just followed up with the Absolutely Gospel Award show is thrilling to me. And as I said at the awards show, I'm excited about this, not just for tribute, but I'm excited for Mr. Squire.
Mm-hmm.
He has been one of my heroes. I grew up in West Virginia. He's from West Virginia. I grew up listening to his music. And back home, everybody, on the road today, everybody calls him Squire, but back home is Squire. They call him Squire or Junior, because his dad was Squire Senior. And to know this song has done what it's done, it's been a blessing, and I'm excited for Squire. Back in the day when this song was written, now it'd be 37 years ago. Folks didn't send singles out to the radio; they just sent the whole album, and the DJs played what they wanted to play. So this actually is the first time this song has ever been released to radio as a national single. And to know what it's done is truly a blessing. And about 2 years ago, Jim Brady of the Booth Brothers, and Jim and Melissa Brady, dear friend of ours, he had asked us to do a special evening in Asheville, North Carolina, celebrating Squire's life. And there was multiple groups there, packed out house. And he asked if we could do this song. And I said, Jim, we don't have a track but we'll do something. And Josh and the guys, we sat down around the piano and just come up with an arrangement. And we went through it one time until that night. That night was our first time singing it out live. And it just ministered to the folks and ministered to us. And when we walked off the platform, Gerald Wolfe, who produces our Quartet tribute series, he says, we got to record that song. Mm. I said, are you sure? He said, we got to do it ASAP. I said, okay. And then he really pushed myself and the record company to send it to radio. And I'm so thankful that we did. It's been a blessing. And the emails and the messages that we get into the office on a weekly basis about this song is so encouraging. Natalie, I don't mean to talk so much, but we're held accountable for what songs we bring to the table and what songs we present night after night, because we do not know what those individuals sitting in the audience are going through. Yeah. And I remember something that Elaine Wilburn told me years ago: son, remember, you're always in the uplifting business.
Yeah. Well, Gary, we thought we loved this song 37 years ago, but we never loved it then like we love it now, since Tribute has given this song back to the world. Let's play this song that gives such honor back to Mr. Squire Parson. And Brother Gary, is it okay as we go into the song if we play a little clip from Brother Squire himself, giving a little testimony about it, and then we'll go into the song?
Absolutely.
Let's let the morning show hear not only from Gary Casto, but from Squire Parsons this morning. Here's Brother Squire.
The song, I Call It Home. No sweeter thought on this earth than the word home and all that it brings to mind. Sometimes home is not the way we want it to be here, but that's why we can look to that heavenly home. It's going to be just right. Now, I love my home over here in Leicester, outside Asheville here. Nothing like finishing traveling and seeing, as Dottie said, the lights of home, you know, and nothing like going home, coming through the gorge over here. You know, you rode the bus many times, and you know those curves, all right. You know what's coming up. That tunnel's coming up. I'm soon going to be home, you know. And it just was such a blessing. I've lived in a motor home. I've lived in a mobile home. But someday I'm going to be making my last move into that heavenly home.
Somewhere beyond the grave, there is a land where Jesus went to prepare by his own hand. And for the saved by grace, there is a resting place. And in a few more days, well, it will be mine. Some call it heaven. I call it home. Some call it dreaming. Well, let me dream on. Some call it paradise. Somewhere beyond the skies. Some call it heaven. I just call it home. Someone said you can't go back home again, and things will never, never be as good as they've been. But I have good news for you. Oh, when heaven comes into view, one glimpse and you'll know the best is yet to come. Ah, some call it heaven. I call it home. Some call it well, just go ahead and let me keep dreaming on and on. Some call it paradise. Somewhere beyond the skies. Some call it heaven. I call it home.
to reminisce a little bit about Brother Squire and that song, and to get to congratulate the Tribute Quartet on such success all the way through the years, but especially this week after finishing up the award show. You had a big week, my friend, and I'm so happy for you.
Well, thank you so much. And we are excited. We are blessed. And Natalie, let me say this. Thank you for what you do for Southern Gospel Music. I'm so happy and proud for you with this show. I know the Lord's going to take it and bless folks all across the world with it. And to you and your family, we love you and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Gary, that means so much. We need to get you back to Lake Mississippi really soon. You have a friend right here on the morning show. Don't forget it.
Thank you. Same here.
We'll talk soon. Ending out with tribute, but a former number one. Gary, is Somebody Tell the most recent number one?
It is the most recent number one. It was number one in, oh, no. I got a little surprise, and I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody on your show, because it's not really been announced yet.
Tell us, my friend. Tell us. I'm setting you up for
it. Yeah. In July, we found out, Singing News Magazine is, it's always 2 months ahead. And we just found out that Not My Will be the number one song for the month of July in the Singing News charts.
Y'all just keep doing it over and over and over again. Well, here's what we're going to do in celebration of that new number one song. We're going to play Somebody Tell, and then we're going to do a double take and go straight into that new number one song, Not My Will. Congratulations, Gary. Thanks for being on the morning show.
Thanks, Natalie. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Again, blood-bought believer has a story of amazing grace when they knelt at the foot of the cross. And if the hand of the merciful Savior drew you up out of the miry clay and set your feet on the solid rock, somebody tell about the love and mercy waiting for the lost at Calvary. Somebody tell. This whole world needs to know about Jesus, so you can't keep it to yourself. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. If you've had chains that are gone forever and a heart that has been redeemed, if He's saved and forgiven your soul, if your home is a wind in glory, 'cause here on earth the Lord has set you free, you won't rest until the whole world knows. Well, somebody tell about the love and mercy waiting for the lost at Calvary. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. This whole world needs to know about Jesus, so you can't keep it to yourself. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. Somebody tell about the love and mercy waiting for the lost at Calvary. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. This whole world needs to know about Jesus, so you can't keep it to yourself. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. Somebody tell. This whole world needs to know about Jesus, so you can't keep it to yourself. Somebody